In this tutorial in Microsoft Excel, we're going to give you a few more building blocks that you'll need as you work with arrays and move toward creating some pretty functional formulas with arrays. So let's start out by showing you a little bit about an array constant. An array constant is basically a name that you assign to an array. Let me give you the same array, both horizontal and vertical. The horizontal one here is equal to, and I use the curly brackets, then I put the first text field, Sunday, comma, Monday, comma, Tuesday in abbreviated form. The commas tell me it's going to be horizontal. If I want a vertical array that I will enter in on a worksheet vertically, I separate the fields, the text fields, by a semicolon. So this is assigned for vertical. Same text, same content, but it goes vertical. And you can switch one from the other with a simple command that we touched on before that I'll repeat this time. So let me show you how to create an array like this. I'm going to click on the Formula tab and on Defined Names, and then we'll define a name. I have the Formula tab clicked on already here. We'll click on Define Name, and we'll call this name junk. Okay? And now I'll clear this out and we'll enter in a formula. Let's do the vertical one that you see in cell A4 here, only I'm only going to do part of it. Equals, I have to have the curly bracket, that's a sign of an array. And then I'll use Sunday, I'll spell this whole thing out in this case, semicolon, because I'm going vertically, quote, Monday, quote, semicolon. And then enter with a curly, end with a curly bracket, and click on OK. So this will give me 4 days of the week. Now, if I want to, anywhere in this workbook, put in this array very quickly, all I need to do is select 4 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, say equals, and I can type in junk or click on it, but I need to do Control-Shift-Enter, not enter, and there we go. We have our array, and it gives me the 4 days of the week vertically. Now, if I try to do that horizontally, it won't give me the result I want. If I say equal junk and Control-Shift-Enter, all it does is give me Sunday. But there's a way around it. If I say equal, transpose junk, Control-Shift-Enter. Now it works. Here's the command I just used. The transpose will convert horizontal to vertical or vertical to horizontal, as in this case. So you can use a transpose command if you want. And it's really nice shortcut. Let me show you something else that you can do with an array. I'm going to go ahead and delete these two just to remove the confusion. And another thing you can use with an array is called index. Index can display in a single cell one of the elements in an array. Now, I called that array my day names, the one for the day of the week. If you look up here, it's equal to day names. And if I want to put that in again here, all I need to do is hold 7 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and say equal day names, and Control-Shift-Enter, and I just did that again. So that's how easy it is to keep repeating these once you have them. I'll delete that entire array there. But the one thing I can do is with index is say, okay, I'm going to look at day names, and I'm looking in memory. It doesn't have to be anywhere on the screen, but this is day names, comma 2. If you look here, that will give me the second element in day names. If I change that to day names, comma 4, it will give me Wednesday, the fourth element. So this is a useful tool that we'll use in the future, but that's what index does. It says count so many units into the array and display that single element. Let me show you another command that we'll use down the road. It's called row. Row generates consecutive integers, or it can indicate the row in the spreadsheet that you're on or the column that you're on. There's also a column XY here too. Let me show you an example. I'm going to drag down for these cells here, and this is going to be my array. And I will put a formula in equals the row of, and then I will put these four here, and I'll right click, and I'll do my Control Shift Enter because I want an array, and it will equal the row value in the rows on the spreadsheet. I can do the same with a column. Let me do it over here. I'm going to highlight these four, put equal column left bracket, and it doesn't matter which row I'm in here. Right click and then do Control Shift Enter, and instead of a B, C, D, and E, it gives me the numeric value 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now there's a more useful tool that you can use to do that. Oftentimes we don't say, I don't really care what the column coordinate is in this cell or the row. We will in formulas, but not right now. A simple way to display a number of columns or number of rows is to use the row counter or the column counter. If I'm going to be in a column, I want to count the rows. So I'll click on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells, and I'll say this is equal to the row starting at the number 1, going to the number 7. And I do Control Shift Enter, and it instantly added 7 numbers into an array. That's a lot easier than using a formula to count from one to the other. And the nice thing is these can't be edited. They will stay the same. You can't mess them up. Same way with a column. And I did that over here. I'll do another one here. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and say equal 1 to 5. And then Control Shift Enter, and there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is an array. So it's a very easy way, anywhere in your spreadsheet, if you have, oftentimes it's 1 to 7 for days of the week, or it can be 1 to 31 or 1 to 12 for months of the year, to enter in a consecutive number of rows or columns. We've got lots more to show you about building the components of a good array formula, but we hope this has helped you understand index, transpose, row, and column.